Hello and welcome to my channel, and today I've got a whip and chat for you. We're working on my pink and black swans limited palette. This is from Johanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder. You may be familiar with the book. It's not officially a colour along, but I've only ever worked on this in the whip and chats, so technically it could be considered a colour along as well. Anyway, today we're looking to finish it, the royal we, but to quickly recap what I'm using. So I've got these pencils, obviously it was a limited palette, so I pulled out a couple of Black Widows, but I actually haven't used those, so I've kept them in the pile just in case. But we've got like a pale rose and pink, processed red, black, and a lavender, all Prismacolor. And then I've been using my mono eraser because there's a lot of small things. And the background I used, which I've got here again today, is the Mungyo Pastels. Really, really good budget-friendly pastels for the background. So I've got the pastels there just to touch up the bits where I've had to erase over, because pastels sometimes erase too well. So like you go anywhere near them with an eraser and they do disappear. So I'm just going to be touching up them. I've got this what we call a cotton bud, and in the States it's a Q-tip. And what else have I got? I've got a little brush here just to brush off my stuff. That's just an old makeup brush. Well, not an old makeup brush. It was in a set. And in optimistically, I intend to finish this today. In fact, I'm determined to. So even if it goes on for too long, I'll just do like a quick time lapse or something. But yeah, so I've got a white gel pen and a pink gel pen. I've not made up my mind how I'm going to put some highlights on here. It scares me because this is the bit that I always tend to mess up, and because I never know. Shadows I understand, but for some reason I have a problem with highlights. But there you go. So I've got those there ready. Oh, and the only other thing I've got is my trusty Helix, which is my pencil sharpener, and yeah, I love this thing. And what else? Is that it? I think that's it. So let's get cracking. Let's just not hang around because we are going to finish this today. So how am I going to do these feathers? That's because then they're on the tips. Do I want them on the tips here? I don't know if it feels like it. I mean, there you could have on the pink on his butt, but underneath I'm not sure. So we've got some of those little circle ones, which I can do the same as that. And then I guess I'll do it similar to this, where it's just as it gets to the ends, the tips of the feathers, I'll just make those pink. So what am I going to do? I want to just erase, just so that I want the pink to be slightly muddyish, but not crazy muddyish. We'll just lighten up a little bit where that chalk pastel is. I started this for the pink and black event in January, and let me just get this here, clean off the tip again before I forget. And sorry, I have to put the piece of paper there because of the pastel, and I don't want to smudge all the pencils. So yeah, they've already started talking about just having the pink and black event for next year. I've not even finished this, but today is the day. Today is the day we're going to finish it. So do I remember how to do these? How I did these things? But that is the problem because it's currently September now. So I've been doing this picture for 9 months, and sometimes it's a little hard to remember, like what I was doing, just like months and months and months ago. I'm the worst. I really should have done it. I mean, it wasn't too bad for this one. It's been a month, I think, since the last whip and chat that I did on this. But earlier in the year, it was just like, and I wasn't doing on any of this, so I was in this bit. So earlier in the year, I think I had like a 3-month break. Honestly, I don't know where this year is going. It feels like 5 minutes ago it was the new year. So I want the bright process. What's this? Process red. And I just use this because we're working with Prismacolors. I do just tend to just pull out the colour. I treat each pencil as a blender. I only do this with Prismas. Other pencils I can just use normally. layer, but I guess I get lazy because Prismacolors can blend this way. That's what I do. And I'm not after bright pinks. I want the bright pinks in these areas so it really stands out, but it's feathers. I want to keep muddy pink. So attractive. Right, I didn't need to, I've got to do in here. So how are you all? I hope you are well. And I hope if things aren't going so great, because it can happen. Well, it happens all too frequently, unfortunately. But yeah, you know, I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better for you soon. And yeah, it's just like just take it. You got to take each day at a time, haven't you? And but thank you for joining me and keeping me company while I talk absolutely nonsense. And hopefully I can prove a distraction for you, so that you're not having to think about all the bad things and can just focus on just chilling out. Yeah, we all need our little escapes, and that is why a lot of us colour and diamond paint as well, because I do have my diamond painting channel. Way to just not think about things, just think about us. Right, is that I don't feel that's blended as well. They're very small circles. It's the trouble with this bit. Let me just go for that. It doesn't. It's underneath. It's not. Sometimes I hyper focus on things that don't need to hyper focus on. Right. So hopefully this camera isn't. Let me just check. I'm just doing the test. It's not auto focusing. All this, it does that pulse thing, which is annoying. Sometimes I focus it up here, but then sometimes that messes with the color balance as well. So it's doomed if I do and doomed if I don't. We're going to make all this black. Yeah, well, no, we can do that. Let's put in the pink first, so I know what I'm dealing with. And yeah, it's going to be a slow. It's not. I don't know why I said that. It's not going to be a slow process. Hopefully, it won't be a slow process. Hopefully today, like I say, I'm going to get this. Finally, going to get this finished, and it'll be in my finished pages, which will be coming up soon. Coming up soon. In fact, one of the reasons I've been holding up doing the finished pages is because I wanted to finish this. I was determined. I was so determined to do it, and then I didn't get around to filming the video. Sometimes the mind is willing to film, but the time doesn't. It's been a busy end of summer. I think it's been about a month. So we've had a bank holiday, and it's just like the more summer goes on, the busier it seems to get. Just with chores even, and I've been doing some painting and decorating. I mean, I have had some extra time on my hands. If you're on my diamond painting channel, you'll know what I'm about to talk about. Apologies, because it means you've had to listen to it all twice. But I had a big moment, not life changing. That sounds so dramatic. Just a big decision in my life. So I was self-employed, and I worked in the travel industry. And basically, it used to be fun, and then the lurgy that will not be named came along, and it changed travel in many ways. But at the time, it was obviously very stressful as somebody who had to help people readjust their travel plans, and it was just everything. Like it started off because nobody knew how long it was going to go on for, did they? So initially, it was just like, oh, we'll just rebook you. Let's just rebook you to a couple of weeks later, and it'll be fine. And it was not fine. And as a result, it was there was people I had to rebook their trip, their cruise, because the cruise industry especially was very impacted by the lurgy. lockdown, lots of places came back, like the flights and the holidays and things, with with certain conditions. But because cruising is such a confined space for, like, you know, I say confined space, it sounds like a prison. Just because you're all on a ship, so you're meeting the same people day after day. You're always bumping into people, and you're all in very sort of close proximity to each other. So it wasn't very practical for a start to keep, do the whole 1 meter thing, keeping your distance. So that was the first problem with it. But obviously, it was just like, if somebody got the lurgy whilst on the ship, then it was like they had to figure out ways in which to contain it, because otherwise, the whole ship basically comes down with it, and that was very dangerous, obviously. So in the end, when it did come back, everybody had to have, like, their jabs and things like that. You wasn't allowed on the ship unless you was like, it was like, and then once you're on board, it was like a little bubble, a safety bubble. But getting to that point, I've gone off track already. Getting to that point was very stressful, and it caused a lot of personal anxiety for me. To my job was to fix problems, and there was a lot of problems that I had to fix in that time. And due to the nature of, like, the work, because I was freelance, I well, not, yeah, freelance, is that a word? Yeah, I guess it is, because I was, like, self-employed, basically. You only get paid when people travel, so I basically didn't get paid for like a year and a half, for in some cases, which was, not ideal. Is that getting too pink? I think that's a bit too pink. I did this before, up here. I need to bring this back down so that it's more of the tips. So, it was a very difficult time to work through. And it got better. Like, the circumstances did get better, except my anxiety relating around it did not. And that was a problem, because obviously people still had problems with their vacations, and it was my job to fix them. And sometimes they would be relatively minor problems, but anytime I had to make, like, this phone call to sort a problem out, I was just filled with anxiety, like, beforehand, just all about, I don't know, it sounds so dramatic when I say it, but it's how I felt. Sometimes you can't help how you feel, even though, sorry, I had an itchy nose. Even though logically, it makes no sense. Like, it doesn't always work out how you feel. So it got to the point where I simply was not enjoying my work, which is a shame. Well, I was enjoying some of it, but just, like, the anxiety element of it just became too much. So I decided in the end, unfortunately, I'm not old enough to retire, but I decided in the end that enough was enough. I needed to think about, myself and what makes me happy. And this was not making me happy. And I'm not old enough to retire, but it's, like, on the horizon. So I couldn't. There was part of me that was like, I just have to hold on a few more years. And then I had there was a little moment last year, it was last summer, where you get reminded that, reaching your retirement isn't a guarantee. It's like, you could work your whole life and then, and not make it. So you need to think a lot about, your personal happiness now. So I decided to chuck in my job, and and move away from travel as well. So for now, we're quaintly calling it a career break, which it is, because, I chose to stop doing this profession, which is a shame. I did feel quite emotional saying goodbye to some of my favourite clients, because I've known them for years and years and years. But, it happens. And yeah, so I'm basically unemployed. But it's okay, because it was a choice, and I've got the savings. I've been putting, like I say, this is most of this epiphany happened last summer, and I didn't know exactly when it was going to happen that I would make that final jump, which actually proved harder than I thought it would be. But yeah, I decided the time was right. I had some savings in the bank. We're going on a vacation later in the year, and that's all paid for, and so I don't have to worry about that. Um, my other half is obviously still employed, so it's not like we're suddenly like living on the streets or anything. I don't have a mortgage, all these things. It was just like, do you know what? Now, if I don't do it now, then I would, because I know what I'm like. I talk myself back into things, and I'd be like, oh, do you know what? It is only a few years. I can just hold on, and because I've been here before. This is not the first time I'd thought about jacking it in because I wasn't happy, but yeah, and then I was like, oh, just it's not just next year or something. Like I say, last year was when I had the untimely reminder that next year isn't guaranteed, and so I was just like, you know what, let's just no, this is enough. Enough is enough. And so I made a decision. But that's good news for the channel or channels because now I've got extra time. Or you'd think so in theory. I was just saying how busy I was. And like I've been doing decorating and things like that. It's just like, hang on a minute. Like I've taken a career break, and this is all about finding some extra time just for me, sort of thing, just to figure out what I want to do. And I've decided I'm not even going to think about work until the new year because like I say, it's September, and I've also got a vacation, and then there's Christmas. So like the amount of work time isn't like massively huge. Am I happy with that? I think I'm happy with that. It's nice and pink, but not too pink. These are the pink bits. Okay. So yeah, I'm not even going to think about what I'm going to do, apart from the fact that I know that I'm not going to go back into travel. Right, so I don't need the black anymore for them now. Let's see, how did I do these other bits? Oh, I do need black. Let's just do this. Oh, oh no! Drop the pencil. I'd always do this. Let's see if I can get rid of that and just pastel over it. I'm the queen as well of making something worse, so I probably could have just left that and it would barely have stood out. But now I might have trouble fixing. Oh look, no, I just broke my eraser because I had it too long. Come on, I was pressing so hard. All right, so now it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I always do that right, like just as I'm finishing something, I always mess something up at the end, and then I fix it, and the fix is always worse, so I don't have high confidence of that. Right, now I've made this because I'm getting too close to the spine. It's making the book springy. Let me just tidy that up. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, so I'm not going to give any thought at all now to doing things until the new year. So I did do black on that bit. All right, that's right. Where's the white? Where's my white? Oh, I know why. Because I was doing the hoo mix and match with Prisma, and I've left my white. Hang on. Okay, white in hand. Well, what was I doing? I was going to do. I'm going to do a little bit of black here. Let's just do this bit first, and we'll drag the white in, and then that should provide a contrast. So it's not black against this black. Basically grey. I could have used grey pencils. I did not use any of the grey pencils. Right. Okay. Just work that up. So yeah, I've been doing lots and lots of chores. So my break is not really so far There's not been a break. It's actually been quite busy. I'm like, I'm sure I should be having like some spare time to myself right now, but no. Just like, oh, it's like, all right. But it should start getting, because the weather's starting to obviously as we move into autumn, things like painting and decorating, it's like the comfortable time to do stuff like that is going, because you want all the windows open for inside stuff. And yeah, so then I'll be able to focus more on the channel. But I am doing some stuff for the channel. So this is what I want to talk about, because I'm going to be mentioning this in videos for a little while now, in the foreseeable future, as I try to build it up. But I am building up I wanted a community. Up till now, I've never really had time to. I didn't feel that I had the time to, dedicate it to building a community, because they take a lot of work. They're not easy, and they take time and patience. Something I'm not all that well known for. Now, how shall I do this? So we're going to go under here. Shall I do all the black? Let's do all the black bits first. Let's do in here. So yeah, up till now, I've not bothered building a community. So I could have gone on Facebook, do a Facebook group. YouTube's. There's only one. YouTube has a community feature now, though that does not seem like the best. And we'll say no more about that. I'm sure they'll figure it out. But both of these places have algorithms, and that means that it's just, you can write on a community post and on a Facebook group thing, and there's no guarantee that it'll make your feed, and which is really annoying. And I was just like, I'm so over this. And it's not a problem just for me. And I know some people, other people, basically creators, who have, been experiencing the same problems, where, they talk to people or people talk to them, and then it just, nobody knows. And then a week later, Facebook will decide to give you a notification, or you'll just stumble across something by accident. And like, that should never be the case. If someone talks to you, I mean, it's called social media. Like, you should expect to be able to talk to the people you want to speak to, and not the people who YouTube or Facebook decide you should talk to or hear. It's one thing if you choose not to talk to somebody, but if you want to talk to somebody and you're not seeing the messages, then I find that rude. It's very rude. So now what do I want to do? Do I want to make that brighter? Let's just try a little bit of brighter pink in there. And so I decided to make a community, but not on either of those two platforms. So I'm moving to Discord just for a community. Obviously, I'm still here for everything else. But if you're not familiar with what Discord is, it's like, historically, it's like kind of a gamers network, but it's community driven, and it's a kind of like a Facebook group, in the sense that, like, you all post together and whatever, and you can post pictures and like things and all that sort of stuff. But it's a bit more dynamic, so it's not a live chat, but like, you can see when someone's typing, and like, it's just one long flow. And if you want to make a post, on Facebook, you'd make a post and then people reply to that. You can do that. It's called threads. So, but you either have it as a big conversation, or you can split off and make a thread, which is like making a post. So and like, the key thing about it is there is no algorithm. So you can talk to whoever you like, and if you want to talk to them, then you will see it. It's not a like maybe. It's definitely, it's a guarantee so I'm setting up on Discord if you are interested. So bear in mind, I've literally, at the time of filming this video, I've literally just set this up like a day or two ago, like the Discord, figuring out the channels, figuring out how I want it laid out and this sort of stuff. If you would like to join, I will leave a link down in the description. You can join it. That link only lasts for 7 days. If I remember, I'll come back and update that link in the future. The reason why it only lasts 7 days, I think, is because how do I do these novels lighter? On Discord, you can have a private group and a public group. And public just means that if somebody knows your name, they can put your name into the search bar, the group's name, into a search bar and find you. And I've not put us in the directory yet. And I think that might be why you can't. The links are only temporary. Maybe, I don't know. Right, where's that white? Let's do the white. I've gone too pink. Too pink. So yeah, for now, any links that I posted to the Discord are temporary. If you are watching this from the future and interested in joining this community, then I suggest, and if the link doesn't work, I suggest just going to my latest video on the channel, and that will be the most recent link, which will hopefully work. But yes, please do bear in mind that obviously this is a very, very, very new feature. I've only just set it up. There's next to no one there. It's just me and like one other person right at the time of speaking who's helping me test it. And yeah, so if you want to be there at the outset and help me build this community, obviously it's a good time to have some input into how what things you want to see and how you talk about. I've put Wordle on there today, like because you can do little add-on things like mini games. Actually, not today. Yesterday, I played it today though. I was like, let's see if this works. It did work. So yeah, it's a fun little thing, but just please bear in mind that it's just starting up. So it's going to be quiet initially. So if you can come along and join in, and that would be amazing. And it's sort of, give it a few months. I've thought if it's not, it doesn't have to be like full of people or anything like that, but it just has to be like there's somebody around to actually talk to. If there's not something going on by Christmas, then I'll know it's not working out. But the goal is I've built sections for like diamond painters and colorists, and like due to the way Discord works, if you have no interest in diamond painting, you just hide those channels. And then I've got, like I say, I've put Wordle on, but I'm also creating a creators area for people who have channels, because I know a lot of people who watch my channel have their own channels. So I thought, you know what, let's have a place, because YouTube can be quite the ride, and let's just do it. And we've got a place to talk and a shoulder to cry on when there's a 10 out of 10 video and all this sort of stuff. And it's not that like people who are watching don't sympathise, even if they don't have a channel and they don't know what it's like they can sympathise, can't they? But they can't empathise because they've never been in that. They hear about it, but they don't know how soul sucking some of the things can be on when you've got a channel. And so being with some fellow creators, there'll be people there who understand, and you can just have a rant and a rave. That sounds like having a party. Just you can just say this sucks, and people will understand. So I've got a creators area there. So if you are a creator, then do come along for that as well, because I'd quite like it to be a resource. So shoulder to cry on. Maybe you'll make some new friends. Maybe you'll build a collaboration with another channel because you made friends with them. Things like that. What I will say is that if you look at other channels as competitors, then this is probably not going to be the group for you. Well, there's no probably. It's not going to be. It's just like this is going to be a support network for creators and for people who watch as well. Like, it's just it's a place where you can just be kind be kind, be supportive. If someone's having a bad day, like you can talk about it, and like people are not gonna come for you. And if they do, I'll get rid of them because I just like no, I don't want your kind here. You're just going to come along and cause trouble. Like kindness never hurt anybody. If something annoys you, then maybe you shouldn't read the things that annoy you. Is my take on it. So yeah, and also it's a place for like small businesses. Hopefully, eventually. I mean, not yet, because nobody's going to know who I am. My channel is, but I'm hoping it's a place like people can, come in and legitimately they've got a single channel where they can just link dump. If you're a creator and you've uploaded a video, you can put your link to your latest video in one of these specific channels. And, it's just because it's all in one place, everybody will know where to look if they feel like watching a video. And if they don't, then you're not bothering anybody with your link dumps, which, I don't want anybody to, be a pain. Let me just turn this. A bit awkward because the camera's right in front of me. I can't get my head down there. Can't see what I'm doing. It's a miracle I don't go over the lines way more than I do. Right, what did I want? Right, so these ones are all dark. And then we fade it out into the pink and then into white. Okay. Let's just do this. Yeah. But it's gonna take some work. I'm under no illusions that building a community is going to be hard work. But as I said on my diamond painting channel, you're never going to know for sure unless you try. There's no point in just saying, "Oh, I'd love this," but it would never happen. No, there's only going to be like 3 people there, and like after a week, them 3 people don't even talk to each other. Right? It's just like you can't think that way because it might not. Well, hopefully it won't be that way. Hopefully it will be with the right amount of time. There will be people, everybody gets to know each other. They'll be like posting their whips and cat videos, just memes. You name it. You can just come there, you post your videos. You find a new creator on YouTube that nobody else you've seen talking about because they've only had their channel for 2 weeks. You can come and post that there and say, "Look at this, we found this person," and then it's everybody wins. That is the utopian dream. We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, so that's I've obviously been obsessing about that because that's what I do. I just like completely overthink things. Like I've been on this Discord setting it up, and I'm like, should I have that channel there? Oh no, let's put that channel there and the other one above. And then an hour later, I'll be like, do you know what? I don't like it above. I'm going to put it below there. Just like, oh, enough. So you have to join. You have to join just to save me from myself. And so you can say, "Oh, why didn't you move that? It was really good where it was." And I'll be like, "Oh yeah, no, you're right, it was." Just stop fiddling with the channels. So that's that news. What else is there to talk about? Oh, sorry if you can hear the kids. They're just kind of back to school today. I live opposite a school, and I don't know if the camera, the mic is picking them up. There's some of them out there at the moment, like there's I don't know what they're doing, and it's not even a full school back because it's a primary school, so that's like 7 to 11-year-olds, I think, something like that. But what they do is they open the school they reopen the school because it's the start of the school year, and I'm sure I read somewhere that there's like this statistic that first few days back to school, because everything's in turmoil, even you've moved up a year or you're starting a new school or whatever, that just like kids can't concentrate on anything. So there's no point trying to teach. So you use the time to, get them sort of acclimatized to the school and the new systems and their new rotors and all this sort of stuff. But anyway, so they kind of mixed them in. It's a staggered opening again. So I think yesterday, clearly it was just all the new kids that was like, it was their first year. So like it was their first day. So they would all been a bit nervous and stuff like that. So they don't, so as to not sort of overwhelm them, they was the only ones that went in. And then today, I mean, there's clearly a few more of them there, but it's still not, I can tell it's not still the full school. Because whilst they're noisy, they're not that noisy. Right. I'm going to do a little bit of black here and a little bit of black there. But yes, they're out on, is it, it must be lunch break maybe. noon. So I think they're out on their lunch break. They need to enjoy it while they can. We've had this crazy weather, right, all summer. I mean, the UK has basically been in drought for like some of a lot of the country has been in a drought status because we've just had no rain, not just in the summer, but like in the spring. We was really down. Anyway, last week we had Hurricane Erin, I think it was, come through. Like the dregs had made it across the Atlantic, and that was last week. But you know what? Since she's arrived, I don't know if this is still like the fallout for it, because obviously when the hurricane dispersed, she was a big hurricane, so like there was a lot to spread out. But since last week, since that moved in, it's like it never went away. So it's been really windy. But do you know what? I've made a mess of that, and I look at it, and I don't like it. I'm gonna have to. Some things. Sometimes you just gotta fix it. I'll go back in afterwards and do that. But yeah, so like it's been high wind, and because of the high wind, the weather has been so changeable, and there's been, well, we were supposed to have thunderstorms yesterday, but we didn't. But we have had, like the thundery showers that you get. Like, well, it's like when a storm comes through. It's just like it doesn't just rain. It's just like, oh, is that starting to rain? Oh God, it's raining. It's like, oh boy, and it's been like that for days. It's just like, wow, we're doing all of our rain in like 1 week apparently. I got caught in it yesterday. I was a drowned rat. I was out and it started to rain, and I was like, do I turn back or do I carry on? And then because I had an umbrella with me, I was like, oh, do you know what? It'll be fine. I'm not out for long. I'm not going far. No, no. It did not end. I came in. I had to like literally just change all my clothes because I was a drowned rat, and I was just like, oh boy. And that was with an umbrella. It absolutely just hammered it, torrential rain, and I thought, it's fine, it'll stop in a minute. I can just hide under this tree. No, it did not stop in a minute. So I had to walk in it, and I was very wet Pebblez. Look, I've gone over the edge again. This is because I'm having to reach forward rather than over the picture, and this pink does not rub off very well. I get like this as well. It's like, I don't know if it's like an anticipation of finishing the picture, but or maybe it's a nervousness. You know what I was saying about how I always get to the end of a picture, and then quite often I miss it up like right at the end. Maybe there's like this anticipation that I'm going to do it, so it makes me twitchy. Though I have, to be fair, I have been. I mentioned this before as well on my other channel. I have a lot of nervous energy at the moment, no doubt because of my changing circumstances. And yeah, so I feel like not on edge, but yeah, twitchy. Twitchy is a good word. Like a lot of nervous energy that just makes me a bit hyper. Like I need any help with that. Right, let's do that. That goes underneath. Make that black there. And this can come out a bit of black there and there. Alright, now let's do this pink. Yeah, so I keep making mistakes. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Nervous energy. No. Do that before I get sidetracked. Okay, what else has been going on? Well, I got a new computer. That was because that was another thing that just went on. I'm like, literally, like it was at the same time I was making up my mind to jacking it in, and I nearly didn't. I was just like, no, I've just not got to right, think. I've just got to just do what I've got to do. So, but my computer, it didn't die, but I turned it on one morning, and do you know what? I haven't been looking at the camera for all me saying it's in the way. I haven't actually looked at what's on screen. I hope everything's been. I hope my hand hasn't been in the way too much. But yeah, I turned on my computer. I had an iMac, and just it had this like maybe an inch along the whole bottom of the screen, and it was almost like a black bar, except there was like lots of fine lines. So it was like a grey bar, the effect, because there all these lines, and I was like, well, what's that all about? So I took a screenshot. Well, I fiddled around with settings first of all, because that's what you do when you've got a computer and something out of the blue ceases to function. And I fiddled around with all the settings and nothing happened. So I took a screenshot, and then I dragged the screenshot above the lines, and there was nothing on the screenshot. So I knew then it was the monitor. I'm like, great. And so then I Googled it, and apparently, my iMac is about 4 years old. So it's not old, but it's not new either. So it's because it just I live on my computer virtually, because whenever I'm crafting or colouring or diamond painting, I tend to have my computer on. That's where I watch my YouTube videos. A bit like people watch them on the telly, except I've got it on a computer. And so it gets a lot of use. What should I do here? And basically, I was like, apparently it was a known problem with models that wasn't obvious straight away, but as people's models all got older and older, like this problem started to manifest that I need to sharpen this pencil. That hang on. So this problem started to manifest down the line. It wasn't obvious when they first came out. I'm like, and then like people saying, well, you can argue it with Apple. Like some people were having luck arguing it with Apple, and they was fixing it, but other people were having troubles persuading them because obviously it's out of warranty. But yeah, so I was like, do I want to go for this fight for a 4-year-old computer, basically? And I decided eventually, no, I did not want to go through that. It's just like some things aren't worth that battle. So what I did was I'd already, because this is the thing, I'd already had in my mind's eye what my next computer would be, and I'd already decided that I wanted to move away from an iMac, because I've had them like conk out before. Like a part of it will break, so the monitor will break, but the hard drive inside is still okay, but you can't use it because the monitor's it's an all-in-one unit, and they're very convenient. You just open the box, plug them in, and they go. But that comes at a price, and that price is that like when it breaks, it all breaks as opposed to part of it. So it's like, all right, next time I'm going to get a Mac Mini, because this is an Apple household, so it was always going to be Mac something. And so I already knew I was going to get a Mac Mini, but obviously it meant I also needed a monitor, so I had to. I spent like a week trying to decide monitors. The computer I knew what to get. The monitor, decision paralysis. All right, so let's move up to this bit. Is this the last bit? I mean, I could decide. I don't know what I want to do with that. I think I might make them black. These like lines, and then I think I'm done. Apart from the highlights and the fixing the pastel. Right, yeah, let's go for it. So yeah, I got that, and then I decided on my monitor, and I had to get it all set up. But I found out that I was like, oh well, I'm sure I must be able to network these machines together somehow. I didn't know how. I'm semi techie, like I can figure stuff out if I need to, and like I'm not one of these people that's just like I don't even know what button to press. Like I know the basics of how to problem solve and fix techie problems if something goes wrong and stops working, but sometimes I need to research it. Like it's not ingrained in me. It's not something I'm a natural at. But I was like, right, you must be able to network these things. So I'll look at that afterwards, and we'll see what we can do to network the two computers together. And because like it still works, it's just it wasn't very pretty because with this bar running across the bottom. Anyway, I plugged them in, and because they was next to each other, because I was transferring my data over, uh, they who knew? Macs, they automatically they can sense when there's another Mac next to them, and you can just connect them like via Bluetooth. So I've got my old computer next to my new computer, and then if it's so clever, it's like I have my mouse, and if I push the mouse, say this is the edge of the screen here, I push the mouse to the edge of the screen, and then it'll go boop, and it'll hop onto my iMac, and it's amazing technology. Eh? When it works, it's really good. So yeah, so it is a sort of network, but I mean basically, I'm not using it for much. Basically, what I've been using it for, because I'm a bit of a gamer, so I play Final Fantasy 14. And so what I do is when I'm playing my game, I can have it full screen, and then to my right, I have YouTube and the web browser and my email and Discord, for example. That'll all be like on another monitor to the side, basically. And then I can play my game full screen, and it's great. So before I used to have to run it in a window, or I would just minimize it slightly every now and again, just to see if needed any attention. And obviously, if I had an email, it would ping. But yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, that all works out well. Apart from the money, apart from having to pay for it, it's always something, isn't there? Always something. People always want money. Always want my money. I don't have my money to give. I've got my little stash, and I want to keep it. And what did I do with that? I just coloured over it. Yeah, I ignored that basically. Okay, so let's juice this up here so I remember where I'm going. And yeah, let's do that. Just do this all solid. So yeah, I've got a new computer. That's always fun. It's just like the new shinies, isn't it? I went over the edge again. And I know that's probably not even going to show up, but I know it's there, so I have to rub it out, which means now I have to fix my pastel there. I make this work for myself, don't I? I like to make a rod for my own back. Trouble is, I do it so well. If I'm good at anything, I'm good at making a rod for my own back. Mad skills. Right, what do I want to do? Under here. It's going underneath. Right, I'm thinking. Right, underneath there. And underneath there. I need black for anything else. I think I might be done with black now. Oh, well, I won't be done with it. But yeah, it's all change here. It's all happening. But hopefully now the some of the chores and the painting and decorating is out the way with. I mean, it's good news for the channel. I will be hopefully posting more. I'm hoping what I'm actually hoping to do, because obviously I have two channels. I'm hoping to like one video a week on on each channel is basically the goal. And I mean, I'm not going to beat myself up about it if I can't do a video every week, because that is. I mean, I go from sometimes I'll do one video a month, or like sometimes longer. So anything more than that is a win, basically. I just want that bit brighter. This bit. But yeah, so if there is anything you want to see on the channel, now is a good time to let me know. Or you could go to the Discord and let me know there. See what I did there. And I think for plans, I know some of them are plans. So obviously I have got some. I've got to do a haul video for my July and August purchases. Well, I guess in the beginning of September even. And then I've got my finished pages. Like I say, mostly the reason why I haven't done finished pages is because I wanted to get this picture in it, and I just didn't have time to work on this. Do I want to do that? No, I want it can be white there, but a bit smaller gap. So yeah, now that I've got this done, I just need to. I've got a couple of little things, just little bits and pieces that I want to finish off, and then I'll do a finished pages video. So that'll be for July, well, half of July, August, and then, well, probably half, or maybe even no. If it's only beginning of September, I can definitely do it within a month. Just what's wrong with me? So, but that'll be coming soon. So at least I know I've got those two things coming. What else have I got coming? What else can I do? I don't know. I was considering. I don't know if people are interested, because I know a lot of people do like their colouring book collection, and I thought I might do my colouring book collection, but at the same time, I just like, because I had my break. A lot of my books are really old. Like I don't feel like I've got an interesting collection. I've got like the same old, same old. I've got the Johanna Basfords and the Kirby Rosanis, and stuff like that. I don't feel that I've got much of interest that people would want to see. I mean, obviously, I would show what I've coloured in them as well. So I mean, there is that, but I don't know. You'll have to let me know if a finished pages and not finished pages, colouring book collection that just happens to coincide with showing all my completed pages. Whether you'd be interested in that, or whether it's just like, yeah, I've seen all your stuff. You've got nothing interesting. Why are you bothering? I also haven't got the biggest. I mean, I'd say I've got quite a healthy collection. I did just do a bit of a de-stash, which cleared out probably like 25 books. So that was good. I just, I'm not one of these people. I don't have. I see videos and they're on like, right, this is shelf 8, this is shelf 10, this is shelf 15, and I'm like, I've got 3 shelves. Just 4 at a push. Actually, I say I've got that, but I have books laying around because I'm the muckiest thing. So probably if I had picked up all the books from like my current pile and stuff like that, I'd probably have an extra shelf of stuff. But do you know what I mean? It's not one of these ones that would be an installment of 20 videos. And I don't know if that would be worth it. But you can tell me if you would be interested in seeing finished pages in all of my colouring books and my collection, and I will do it because I am here to serve. Right, is that done? I think this one looks a bit milky. I need to. I think I'm going to just put a bit more colour in there. That's the trouble with the white. Sometimes the white is just too white. which is why I use this pink sometimes to blend. Okay, are we happy with that? I think I am. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to touch up this chalk pastel first, because if that doesn't work out, then I'm going to be cranky, and then I'll just mess it up. The highlights would be no hope. So let's just see what I've got here. I love these. These are the only pastels I have. Well, I tell a lie. I think I've got some pastel pencils somewhere, but they're like face tones. Whereas these are just. Do you know what? I didn't. How am I going to do this? Because I did not bring out a scalpel. When I did this, I was just like, I just had a craft knife and a scalpel, and I just, and then I rubbed over it. But I think I'm just going to do it. We're just going to try it. Let's try this bit first. This is a particularly floppy. Look at that. Why are you so floppy? I picked up a duff one. Let's try the other end. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. I should have brought out a cotton pad as well, just to blend it in. I might do that afterwards. I can do that off camera. Because if I get a cotton pad, I'll just rub that, and that will take care of that. Oh, I don't like the sound of this. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but it's doing this like kind of squeaky noise, a bit like like in the chalk on nails on the chalkboard type squeak. It's just like this is putting my hair's on edge. Look, I put way too much on there. Let's. Trouble with me is I'm not overly patient, so I'm just like, yeah, just stick it on. Let's just not pick up much. I'm gonna do this. Be patient. I tell myself to do it enough, and it'll happen. It's fine. I'll just go around here. And I will get the cotton pad afterwards, or a tissue, and then you can just fade that out, and it'll just they'll merge. I mean, it's not too bad, apart from the squeaking. Just no, not the squeaking. I've done too much of a line there. Now it really stands out. Go back to the floppy end. The floppy end, for its sins, because it was floppier, it does have a bigger area to just blend it out of it. Did I just do that dark blob? I can't remember. Because I did do dark blobs, and that was dark blobbed. Where else? Where are any other bits I missed? Down there. Right, let's do down here. There we go. I didn't do a bad job on that bit. I don't know why I made a meal up there. But that's fine. It means just have to be patient. Right. Oh, and in here. Forgot about that. That's where I was angry with myself about going over the lines. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Did that work out? It's fine. I need a cotton pad for that because that's a bigger area, and I need a cotton pad for that because that's a bigger area. But I think apart from that, I am touched up. We are. I think I've got everything. Oh, a little bit in there, isn't there? Patient. Patient. I say it often enough. Right. I'll just turn it around. Do that bit. There we go. So I need to decide what I was going to do with that. I'll come back for the cotton bud another time. Not the cotton bud. Pad. Cotton ball pad. I know what I'm saying. Words. Let's... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these... Now, are these extra? Oh, do I want these black? I just need to check there's an even amount, because I know what'll happen is I'll do every other one, and then at the end there'll be like two together. So if I do that one, 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 that one. If I do that one, that one, and what is that? Is that one or that one? Oh, it's going to get complicated. Why does everything have to be complicated? Do you know what? I might just leave that as is. I was all right with it before. I think I'll do that. Let's just bite the bullet. Let's do these highlights. Well, let's do the easy ones, because I'm going to do these white. Just to now, is this coming out? Okay, these are the Langwo gel pens. I'm just going to do the white dots. On here. And must remember not to put my hand in it. Let's do up here. Good thing about these is that these pens do dry a lot quicker than regular gel pens. So let's just do some dots around here. And this will make this nice and bright. Really, I'm just putting off what I want to... Why is that coming out? I'm just putting off what to do about the feathers. Because I don't know whether... That's why I've got the pink one. Whether I'm just going to do pink dots on some of these. And like, I want to, but I'm also scared to. Because if it looks horrible... Let's do two on them. We're going to make it irregular. Because flowers are irregular. The thing about these is like the wax. They have such a narrow nib. They're like a 0.7, which means the wax gets into them really easily, especially the prisms. I'll do three on these ones. I mean, I'm constantly having to clear it out. But it is lovely and fine. So it's like, again, it's like you want to do the thing. Like sometimes it comes at a cost. And that cost is a bunged up nib. I'll just do two in these ones. Because I'm a rebel. Dots are easy. Two on them, two on them, two on them. And I'll do threes on here. One, two, three. One, two, three. Go me, I can count. Right. So let's do, because these are always kind of like leaves, aren't they? So I might do some along here. Oh, I'm bunged up. Well, I think I coloured over those because I might have considered doing these in white, hadn't I? No, dot in there, dot in there. I'll do dots on here. You can tell I'm braining. The more I brain, the quieter I get. It's like if you going older in older years and you remember how it was like when you had to connect to the internet and it was like this is my brain. It's like it's dialing to connect, and it's just like it's a very slow signal. 1, 2, 3. Oh look! Stop bunging up. It's so annoying. Um, here. Dot in the end there, and a little 2 dots in here. 1 dot there, 3 in here, 1 up there, 1 up there, 2, 3 there, and 1 there. So it kind of perks it up. I don't know how it's. I can never tell on camera because, like on the iPhone screen that I'm looking through, it always looks a bit sort of dull. And then I look at it, I download it onto iMovie to edit it, and it's fine. It always looks nice and bright. But it means I can't tell if you can see what I can see, if that makes sense. Now, do I want to do these flowers? I feel like I do want to do these flowers. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is the thing. I don't really know what I'm doing with the highlights. So sometimes I do it and I'm like, oh yeah, it looks really good. But then I don't stop, if you know what I mean. I don't know when to stop. I keep going. I keep adding and adding. I might do pink. No. I might also try and add a couple more dots. Oh, I can do them on this one. Let's do them on the leaves. Because they do get lost in the mix a bit. And 1 there, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. So let's go with that. And we'll do this flower. I'm just going to do 2 dots in each of these. Since it's a smaller one. 2. What else? What else have I got? Right, I've got. Do you know what? I'm going to turn it sideways because I've got some leaves here, I've got some flowers here, and I've got the flowers around the neck too. But I don't want to put my hand in it, so hiccups. So I'm just going to do. This might be too much. I don't know if it actually is helping the flowers. Hopefully it will. Well, it's too late now. I'm committed. I probably should be committed. Right, 1, 2, 3. And we'll do 1 on the end of this leaf, 1 here. That can have a couple of leaf dots. Let's do in here. Dot, 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 dot. I'm getting bunged up. Dot, dot, dot. Okay, we'll go with that. And we'll do some dots here, some dots here. Dot. Oh, not bunged up already again. Hopefully I'll remember to edit that bit out because I was just like hammering on the table like a woodpecker. I think that is everything leaf-like and flower-like that I want to do. Shall I do something on this beak? Oh, Oh, do I want to mess up the swan's face? I could do it on this bit, couldn't I? This is almost like a leaf. I'll go with that. And see, part of me wants to do like a line on this beak here, but I'm so scared. So I think I'm not going to do it. I think we're all right. So I think what now I'm just going to do is, well, I don't know, I've lost the lid to that. I think I'll drop that on the floor. So I think I'm going to go for pink now. And I think pink, I'm going to do like, should I do them all on the feathers? Like one dot in here, or should I? Let's just start. Let's just do them on these wing feathers where they're bigger. I'll just do. Oh, look, you can't even write on the wax. There's so much wax there. Come on. I'm doing it. It writes fine here. It cannot write on the wax. Oh, there we go. I think it's just like so glossy that the little roller ball inside was not rolling. Okay. So this almost looks like I've put white on it. That's, you know how like sometimes when you put a white gel pen on and it sucks the pigment out. It kind of looks like that. And if people think that, so be it. Right, come on, keep going. I'm just going to do this. And then I'm going to see how I like it. And if I like it, then we'll do it on more feathers up there. But I think, I don't know. I'm in the bouncy area of the book. Let's press it down because of the spine. Come on. Go for 3 here. Which is, have I committed it? Because it might be that having done this, it would look odd if I didn't do it up the top. We shall see. Oh, I mean, it certainly lightens it up. I'll give it that. Where should I go? Do I want to do any more? Honestly, there's so many cells there. I feel like that would be overkill. Perhaps I'll just do it under his butt or her butt. I haven't made up my mind. It's he or she, Swan. Come on. Come on, rollerball. I'm such a hard presser that, like, to say this is burnished is an understatement. As you saw, I wasn't doing any layers. I was just like, smush, smush it down. Should we go with that? And I can stop there because that's a different one. All right, I think I'm going to go with that. Shall we? Stop. Okay, I think I'm happy. I think I'm okay with that. Maybe. Oh, there's that beak. Look at that beak. Is looking at me. I mean, I could just do it along this key line, couldn't I? All right. Oh, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Please don't mess it up. Okay, let's just I'm gonna do the smallest of dots. I'm trying to keep it light. Okay, that's fine. I don't know if that's improved it. Actually, one more. Probably not. Make it like you've got weird swan teeth. All right, let's go with that. Do I want to do anything with the eye? Where's that white gone? Let's just make his pupil a little bit, give him a little highlight in his little dink of white there. There we go. Shiny eye. Do you know what? I think I'm just going to call it done. Apart from coming back afterwards and just softening that up with the cotton pad. Let's call it. Let me get rid of this whole piece of paper there. Right, and you can look at it, and yeah, so there it is. I finished. It's as good as it's going to get. I'm not the best colorist, but like it's all right. it's passable. Actually, I'm going to do something with these dots. Where's that pink again? Let's just do. See, this is where it goes wrong. I can't stop. I keep fiddling. If when I finally post a picture of this, or you see the finished pages and it looks slightly different, you'll know it's because I can't stop fiddling. Let it go. In the words of someone famous and cartoony. Right, there we go. No, this is it. I'm stopping now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope if maybe you've been on the whole journey with me through the months, then thank you for watching. Don't forget to join the Discord. Leave me a thumbs up on the way out the door, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye for now. Bye.